Why is my shirt doing weird things? I don't like it. How's it? What do we do here? Why is... I was hoping that my shirt would show today because whenever I drink tea, I decide that, I should represent something British. And Harry Potter is British. And so it's not really... Whatever. Guess it doesn't matter. But, we're not really drinking tea today. I am making soap with tea. And I'm very excited about this one. Like, so excited. And I will tell you more about the thing that I am so excited about in just a minute. But before I do, hello, I am Mrs. Soap and Clay. Let's make stuff. How's it going, Sudsers? Welcome back to the channel. You are at Soap and Clay, where we make all the soapy things. And you are here for day 80 of 365 days of soap. And yeah, we're doing another tea soap. And this tea, as we talked about yesterday, is from Plum Deluxe. And they are a company out of Oregon, and they have a coupon code for you to buy some delicious, amazing, so aromatic teas. And they're like visually, aesthetically gorgeous too. Like this tea is just... across the board, so much wow. I've had so much fun working with them so far. And they've got a coupon code for you guys, which I will be dropping in the video, but then also at the end. It doesn't matter. Don't skip through. Watch the tea. We are working with an herbal tea today. And so it's different than the black tea that we had for yesterday's bar. And I'm interested to see how it works within the soap. And if we get those tannin swirls like we did yesterday, because I'm still convinced that that's what those are. But, anyway, not the point. Let's go check out the tea thing, and we can talk more about the tea that I'm using and the scent that I paired with it, because I don't know that right now. My notes aren't in front of me. There. I love how the first little thing was like blackberry tea, ... Because I'm not 100% sure that this is a blackberry tea, but I gave it a blackberry scent, which is delightful, and it's from, pretty sure, Nature's Garden. Buttery shortbread herbal tea. Okay, but look, oh no, there's blackberry leaves in that. Okay, so this is caffeine free. It is an herbal tea. Okay, cool. I like that. This one too smelled amazing. So if you did not, do the thing and see the thing for, yesterday, the first tea, the first step in a tea soap is to steep your tea in your distilled water. I mean, technically speaking, you can use like regular water. Technically speaking, you can use regular water with soap in general. My whole thing with, using regular water is that you don't really know what the treatment plant is doing to your water and what chemicals and minerals and stuff that they're putting in it. And so that becomes a secondary unknown variable that you cannot control in the soap making thing. And so you want to be able to control all possible variables. And so use distilled water when you can, but if you don't, it's mostly going to be fine. And especially in something like this, when you're doing essentially 2 boils, it's going to be okay. But anyway, distilled water, make your tea, get it all super hot, and then let it super cool down to complete room temperature, and then weigh it out into your lye carafe, and then weigh your lye into it. You see how dark this is? This is very, very dark. I did not show you the actual process of making the lye yesterday, I don't believe. And it gets very bubbly and dark and some interesting kind of like scorching going on, but how are you ever going to tell? Because that lye solution is going to be dark regardless. And that is the solution when it is all cooled down and ready to go. And I do go ahead and give it effectively 2 strains within all of this because I'm super lazy and I'm not going to fill a, wow, look how dark that soap batter is. That's gorgeous. Oh my God. That's really very cool. Now, interestingly, yeah, no, so remember yesterday, the big red splotches that were existing throughout the soap batter as I was reaching an emulsion, and I'm like, those have to be the tannins, right? Herbal tea for the most part does not contain tannins. And so that actually furthers my belief that that's what was going on yesterday, that there was a tannins thing. So that's what I think that was yesterday. You guys let me know what you think, because this is my theory and it's being sort of borne out in that yesterday we were working with a black tea, which has a shit ton of tannins. And today we're working with not a black tea, an herbal tea. And for the most part, herbal teas don't have tannins, or they don't have many tannins. Now, as I said with this, I am doing a blackberry scent. This smell, the tea was so gorgeous when it was brewing, and it was very blackberry-y. Yes. And so that's what I'm rolling with for this. And we are going to check the stuff for this particular tea and get the description. But going back to the whole me being lazy thing, you can put the tea in like a bag so you don't have to strain it out. But for this, I'm lazy because I'm not drinking it, right? It's going into soap. And so I can just strain it and then put it in the lye solution and then, continue on with my life and not have to fill a tea bag or multiples as it is. So now we didn't talk much about Plum Deluxe and who they are in yesterday's video. So they are a tea company out of Portland. And from what I can tell, I think they are reasonably new in the market, which is awesome. And they're also very motivated, which is also awesome. And their website is super fun. So I really enjoy that. They have really cool things in their website. Hopefully I'll get mine updated at some point. We are working on my website right now, and that's super exciting. But, it's always a work in process. Now, this particular shortbread tea is no longer available on their website. So that must be a seasonal thing. But we do have, let's see, one that has a lot of the same notes in it. Honeybush tea, cocoa peel, blackberry leaves, flavor and essences, love and gratitude in the buttery shortbread herbal tea. Is that literally what I just... That's the same thing. Okay, it's still on the website. Forget what I just said. I'm obviously an idiot. And so this is what we're working with. Okay. Honeybush tea. Delightful. Delightful. I love that for us. And the blackberry for me really, really did come out in epic form. And so I scented this with the blackberry from Nature's Garden. Just something that I have in my shop all the time because it's amazing. Now, this is, again, the caffeine level is no caffeine, which is great. I love how they also do like pairing things. It has like suggested usage. And sometimes it says, a dash of milk or cream. And this one says it doesn't need anything, but the addition of milk or creamer can give you even more creaminess. And it does nicely pair with shortbread if you'd like. It also whips up into a lovely tea latte. Wow, a tea latte with this. That sounds delicious. I actually, from Cutter's Point, which is also local here, and not that Portland is local to me, but it's the Pacific Northwest, and so I count it all as local, like we're all of the same tribe up here. But Cutter's Point makes a London Fog, which I am obsessed with, and that's like my new go-to drink. It used to be a chai latte, so kind of the same concept, but a London Fog, Love that. So good. But so these colors are acting really weird because you saw the colors I put in before. It was kind of like a bluey purple, right? And it's all not that. And so I'm interested to see what this actually does in saponification and see if these colors sort of do what they're meant to do, because the greens and the pinks yesterday totally did. But, you know, whatever. Either way, it's going to be an awesome bar because all soap is awesome. Even when it doesn't go the way that you think it should, it still ends up being amazing. And back to Plum Deluxe, their teas and their website is very cool because they have all these different little categories that they put on all of their listings, and there's either a check mark or an X, right? And so this is hand blended in small batches, check, check. It's natural, organic, and wild crafted ingredients, check, check. Expertly tested, check, check. Non-GMO, no, I'm sorry, let me start again. Non-GMO, no corn, no soy, no gluten, no dairy, that's an X. So there's one of those things in there. No hidden sugars or sweeteners, that's an X. So there's some sugars or sweeteners. Nothing artificial, period. So that's an X. Wait, is that what that means? Does that mean that there are artificial things in there? Or because they have X's, they have big red X's on each of those, which suggests that it does not meet the qualification of the description of like non-GMO, no corn, no soy, no gluten, no dairy. It has an X. Nothing artificial, period. Well, I mean, that's a fun way of doing the thing, I guess, but I don't know that I would actually say nothing artificial, period, with like an X, right? Like if an option is a check mark or an X for nothing, for artificial, I don't know. It kind of feels like you're shooting yourself in the foot with that, right? Nothing artificial, period, which suggests, oh God, we definitely don't want anything artificial, and that's not, but there's artificial, and I'm very confused by this. But you know what? Websites are always a work in progress, for sure. As a consumer, I'm a little bit confused, and by a little bit, I mean very, because that's the thing that I said first, and that's what I mean. So I don't exactly know what that means, but websites are always a work in progress. And so you kind of keep working things out, and maybe there's just a finesse thing that they need to do or not do with that. Because I'm a very smart person. So I'm not going to say that I'm not a smart person, because I'm very, very smart. But for me personally, at this exact moment, granted I am sick, it's not making sense to me. You guys go to plumdeluxe.com and look up the buttery shortbread herbal tea and scroll down to the bottom and then just like peruse their website and look at the other listings, and maybe you can get a better idea of what these check marks and X's are supposed to mean. I would put the screen cap in at this point over this ginormous mess that I am making, because my God, this is a mess. It's messy. But you know, I'm not going to, because I don't want to. And that's one more step in the editing process. And the aforementioned being sick thing is making me even more not wanting to edit extra things. But I'm just going to make all the messes in the world that I possibly can in the meantime. So that's great. I love this all for me. I love being sick again for the second time since, you know, the Pacific or Washington State decided to take its masks off. I just have my mask on because I'm just sick. I've been sick twice. I'm keeping that damn thing on forever. It's great. It's also not COVID. We did get tested, and I felt stupid getting tested this late in the game. Like, do we have this? Because I'm sick and dying. I can't breathe. It's horrible. That's not why you're here. I'm very sorry. But for those of you who, because there are people in the comments that are like, less talking, more soaping. I'm literally making soap. If you don't like me talking, you know, mute it or whatever and watch the pretty soap making. That's fun. But also you miss important information most of the time. And sometimes you miss information that, you know, is for the people that are part of my tribe. and actually care that I'm really sick right now and I can't breathe. And it's all a thing. And I'm still here doing the videos for you because I love you. There's no point to any of that. Anyway, this is a very interesting bar of soap. The pour was interesting. It was thick batter, but it was gonna be because it's still the big bubble blend. But it looks cute, and let's go check out this cut and see what the colors have done. Okay, now on to the cut of this guy. And whatever color I was going for with that greeny blue thing, I don't think it hit it. So, you know, that's unfortunate. But that lye water was super, super dark, right? So how can you... That was really dark. But interestingly, we got a lot of white in there too. Like, it worked to get it very white and light. And that's beautiful. That is beautiful. That looks like a giant clamshell from Animal Crossing. Totally. Like the big piece in the middle there. That's gorgeous. I love that soap. Now, I used like a tall and skinny mold for all of that. And so I'm digging the height of it for sure. But what a pretty bar of soap. There's no real rhyme or reason to it. We thought that we were going to do like a strawberry shortcake themed series. And so all 4 of the bars were going to be... Oh, that's beautiful. We're going to be strawberry shortcake characters. But there wasn't a blackberry character. There was a blueberry, but there wasn't a blackberry. And so that got abandoned real quick. Especially since the next one in the line, there also isn't a character for that. So that got abandoned. But those are really pretty bars of soap. I am super in love with these. They're so gorgeous. Yeah, absolutely. Wow. Hey, look what I did, guys. Look what I did. I'm all sick and not breathing and feel bad for me. I'm just going to whine all day. I'm really whiny when it comes to being sick, and I'm sorry. But I very rarely get sick. So there's the good news. There's the good news. In like a year and a half, you've only heard me bitch about being sick, you know, this like 1 or 2 week period. So we're going to do the lather test for, and I'm not mad at that lather. So that was yesterday's bar. Like I said, I wanted to test the lather for both of them at the exact same time. And that is, I'm not mad at that lather. This soap actually was cut and tested 24 hours after pouring. And that is delightful. So if anything else, add a tea to your frickin' water for epic bubbles like that. Maybe you don't, want to get behind the antibacterial and wound cleansing and oil pH balancing and all the jazz behind tea. That's fine. It's mostly black teas, though. Black teas and green tea. Not an herbal. But anyway, get behind that lather, because that lather is extraordinary. And that is a day 80, the blackberry herbal buttery shortbread tea thing. Yeah. Those tea soaps are so beautiful. And the lather, because I did yesterday's and today's lather for you. Isn't that amazing? Yeah. Tea and soap is really a lot of fun. It can be kitsch if you're a tea drinker or your customers are tea drinkers. Sure. But also look at that lather. Very cool. And also, we've been talking about the benefits of teas and everything throughout all of this within soaps and, all that jazz. So you make your call as to whether or not you want. I don't tell you how to live your life, but teas are cool for sure. And I love the scent on all of this. Of course, it's nothing that we selected specifically for this because the tea is the main focus of these bars. And so it's awesome. Now, if you're interested in getting some tea from Plum Deluxe, I really do think you should do so. And when you do so, go ahead and use coupon code SOAPCLAY10, SOAPCLAY10 at checkout for a discount on your first order. And this is your way of telling them that I sent you. So that'd be cool. Maybe they'll send me some tea if you guys buy some. Because I like that too. Fun, yes. If you're interested in seeing what other teas we test and, what else we get into every day for daily content, as the name 365 Days of Soap suggests,
subscribe, do the thing. Yes, for those of you who have subscribed and done the thing, hey, thank you for having done so. You guys are great. And I hope you had fun with today's bar and pour and the lather. Yes, all the things. So I am out of here for today, but I will see you guys all again tomorrow for another round of soapy fun. Bye.